Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts, and in this video I'm going to be creating a layout, and this is part of a YouTube hop that I am participating in where we are helping to celebrate Rebecca Moore reaching 500 subscribers. So this is her 500 subscriber celebratory hop, and there's a whole list of YouTubers that are participating, and I will have links to all of their videos in the description below. And so you should definitely go and check out Rebecca's channel. I've been having a lot of fun watching her videos because I wanted to go ahead and scrap lift one of her layouts that she's done. And so I went and just binge watched her channel and I just love her layouts. I had a really hard time picking a layout to scrap lift, but I finally landed on this one here, partly because she used 𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗃 paper, the Happiness collection, and also just because I thought it was a really fun layout. It has stitch clouds in the background. It has some mixed media, a rainbow, and I just thought it was super pretty. So I'm going to hold this up here so you can see the picture of her layout. So that's what I'm going to be scrap lifting. Now she used a cut file from Pear Tree Cut Files. I didn't have that. It's a stitching cut file that she used to create her clouds in the background. And so I thought about maybe looking to see what was available on my Cricut. So I went into Cricut Design Space and I searched for clouds, and I found this really cool template. It's a background file, and it creates these this background. Now the largest that you can cut with the Cricut is 11.5 by 11.5. So I went ahead and cut it out at the largest size, and so this is what it looks like. And I think it's really cute. And so I was actually thinking about using this as a stencil and just tracing around the clouds and maybe doing the stitching on the background like Rebecca did in her layout. And then I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun if I just used it like it was? And I actually did think, well, maybe I should do some mixed media background. But the paper that she used to create her rainbow is actually, I think this paper, it might actually be the same paper or one that's very similar, and it has a mixed media look to it. And I just love how this looks already. So I thought, well, why don't I just use this paper as my background? So I think my plan is going to be to use this, it's kind of like an overlay. I'm going to use this cloud overlay. I'm going to use this mixed media looking paper as my background. And this paper comes from the 𝗀𝗵𝗄𝗃 collection, Happiness, and the paper is called Expressive. And the back of the paper is this pink paper with little X's, and this side is a really gorgeous colorful paper, and I just think that that paper is so pretty. It deserves to be the background on this layout. Okay, so after I decided on the paper that I was going to use and this cut file, I decided that I should scrapbook a picture of my dogs. Because it just, this colors and the style, it just reminds me of just my dogs. They're so happy and cheerful, and I love this picture. They were in the car. They have little pink bows in their hair, and they just look like they're smiling. And so I thought that would be really fun. So it's just a really fun, playful layout, and I like the rainbow as well. So one of the other things that I did when I was in Cricut Design Space was I searched for a rainbow, and I found a rainbow, but the rainbow was not the same shape as the one that Rebecca had. And I really liked kind of more of a tall, skinny rainbow. And I just resized the rainbow in Cricut, and I made it way too big. Look how giant this rainbow is. So I just decided I wouldn't use this piece, and I'll just use the smaller ones. And I'll just eliminate that one large piece. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use these smaller ones. Now, right now they're white. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do to actually make the rainbow colors. I could color it with markers, or I could cover it with another paper. And I think I'm going to pop it up like she did in her video. She popped up her rainbow on some foam tape. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll use this as a kind of like lay this on top of some pattern paper and cut around it. It'll make it a little bit sturdier, and then I can pop it up on some foam tape on the layout right there. Okay, so the other thing that she did was some stitching. And so when I cut out this background or this overlay, all of these little pieces, these clouds, came out of the holes here. And so I thought it might be fun to take some of the clouds and stitch around the clouds with some white embroidery floss, and then lay them back on top of these different areas and pop them up onto some foam tape. So we'll just, I have to figure out which one goes where. But like, say for instance, this one, I'll just have the white stitching around it, or maybe I'll do silver. Silver would be pretty too. And I'll just pop it up a little bit like this. And I don't think I'm going to cover up all of them. Maybe I'll just do some of them. And I just think that would be really pretty. I think something else that would be really pretty to do if I use silver foil or like a silver thread would be to use sequins. So I might scatter some sequins on the layout. Okay, and so the other thing that Rebecca has here, she has some butterflies, and I know that this is the butterflies from the Cocoa Vanilla Happiness collection, and I happen to have that paper too. So I'm going to be cutting out some butterflies and scattering those around my layout, just like she did. And then I'll have to try to see if I can find a alpha that's going to stand out against this really busy background and come up with a title. But that's my plan so far. So I think what I'm going to do is work on my background. I'm going to work on stitching my clouds, and I'll work on getting this rainbow paper piece together and decide kind of how I'm going to create that. And then I'll come back and then we'll embellish the layout, and I'll go ahead and maybe do the title. Okay, so y'all know I can't scrap and talk at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll be back. Okay, so just to remind you, this is the layout that I am scrap lifting, and it's really light and airy and bright and cheerful, and it's got a lot of white space in it. And because of the choices that I made, my layout is not coming out like that. And that was one of the things I really liked about Rebecca's layout. So I do like the layout, my layout, how it's coming out, but it's just not really coming out the way that I had it in my head. So here's my layout. This is what I have so far. And what I'm struggling with now is this border that's going around the page, because what I did was I took this white overlay and just popped it on top of that paper. And when I glued it down, it kind of warped the paper a little bit, and it's buckling. So that's kind of bugging me a little bit. And then also, I'm not really sure I'm digging the edge of the paper showing here. So that was kind of where I got stuck. Now, the other thing that kind of I'm trying to struggle. So the other thing that I'm struggling with is my title. And so for my title, I was thinking that I wanted to put something down here. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I tried. I tried this, the word smile, and that could make a really cute title. So I actually might use that. So that's one choice. And then I have this, it's from a thicker set. And I'll see if I can grab this so I can tell y'all where this came from. Let's see. Oops, almost knocked over my coffee. Okay, so let's see. I did think about adding something gold, just because one of the papers that I used had a little bit of gold in it. But let's see. This piece right here, which says "Hello Sunshine," came from this set of thickers, and this is from Dear Lizzie's Magical. And I just thought this was really cute. I think it would really suit this layout, but I have nowhere to put it. I think it would have been really cute on top of the picture here, but my clouds are in the way. And actually, I think if I use that title, it just doesn't work, because I don't think I could put it down here. I just don't have space to put this. Had I planned this ahead of time, maybe I could have done something a little bit different with my clouds, but my clouds are already stuck down with foam tape. So I don't think I'm going to be changing that, but wouldn't that have been cute to use this little "Hello Sunshine"? So I don't think I'm going to use that one. The word smile came from this set of thickers. This is from, let's see, it says Delightful, and I'm not going to remember the collection. I think this might be a Paige Evans collection, but I'm not 100% sure. But it came from this set of thickers, the word smile. So I thought about using that, and I still may use it. Now, the third choice that I have here is to use this little circle. It says "Oh So Happy," and I could pop that up onto some foam tape, and that could be my title. Be very simple, and wouldn't be adding a lot more to the layout. And then my fourth choice, I got lots of choices here, is this title here that says "Let's Go." It adds a bit more gold into the layout, and this is from Rosie's studio from the collection called 𝗬𝗍𝗂, and it's some foam stickers. And so if I did that, I'd probably put that down here at the bottom, and I did pull this off just to try it out, and I really do think that would be cute as well, down here underneath the photo. But I'm not sure yet. So I think what I'm going to do at this point is try to figure out how to fix this problem here with the border. And what I was thinking about doing is I'm going to cut this whole piece down. I think it will help with the warping if I try to put this on top of another paper. Okay, so I went looking through my stash to see if I could figure out something to use. I'm going to go put this back over here before it gets permanently stuck to my layout where I can't move it. Because I'm not sure that I'm going to be using that. I'm kind of leaning toward using either this little circle that says "Oh So Happy" or the smile. Okay, and I did get this little piece right here from the Ephemera pack. It also came from 𝗀𝗄𝗯𝗲. This is from Bohemian Dream. And it has some of the same colors, but it has a lot more purples in it. And so I pulled out that little "Oh So Happy" and also this little tab right here that says "Moments" that I put at the top of the picture. And also this little saying right here that says "Be yourself, colorfully and bravely." That also came from this set of ephemera. So I love this saying right here with the rainbow. I just think that's super colorful. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the rainbow. So for the rainbow, I thought about using some more of the papers from 𝗀𝗄𝗯𝗲 Studios, but I was finding a lot of the patterns were really busy. And because my background was so busy, I was trying to tone it down a little bit. And I went looking, and I found this paper pad, which I recently picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is from the Paper Studio. It's called the Paint Shop. And it's so gorgeous. This is all different. It looks like mixed media backgrounds, but some of the pages have gold foiling. And so you can see here, this was one of the papers that I used to cut out my rainbow. So I used a blue, a yellow, and a pink paper, and I think also a green paper. So these are some of the leftover pieces that I have here. It has a little bit of gold veining running through it. Some of the pages don't have any gold foiling. But it's just a really pretty paper pad, and I think there's 3 of each page. And yeah, I just love this paper pad. And I think I got this one recently, so it should still be there. They had all of the Paper Studio products on sale for half off. And I went to Hobby Lobby for my birthday. It was the day of my birthday. I went out with my friends, and then we went shopping there at Hobby Lobby. And so I bought this for my birthday. Okay. So it was sitting out on my table, so I thought, well, maybe I can use some paper from this paper pad, and so that's what I ended up doing. And I think it's super pretty. It makes a really beautiful rainbow. Okay, okay, so let's talk a little bit about fixing this problem with the paper warping, and also the problem with the border. Just kind of this, I don't know, it just looks a little strange to me, and I think it makes the layout look a little heavy. Okay, so here are the choices that I have to try to tone this down a little bit and make it look a little brighter and a little bit more, not as heavy. So, okay, so I pulled out some paper from my stash. So this first paper is from the DCWV paper pad. It's an embossed white cardstock. And I think I have that right here, so I'll show it to you guys. It's from this DCWV embossed white cardstock paper pad. And this one I've also picked up at Joann's, and I believe they still do have this one as well. And it's all of these different white cardstocks that are embossed in different patterns. So they have feathers and diamonds and polka dots and just a floral. So they have just all these different patterns. So the pattern that I thought suited this layout the most was kind of a diamond pattern, or I don't know if that's a diamond. Almost looks like a hexagon. I don't know. It's that pattern there. It's not not really a hexagon because it has pointy ends, but okay, so we could, I could actually cut this out and just mount it onto that white. I think that would be pretty because it would just give a little bit more detail to the edge of the layout and help the layout to lay flatter, and also bring the white over to the edge of the layout so I won't have this border going around. Okay, so the second choice that I have here, I always like to show this because I think it's a lot of fun to show the different processes of trying to figure out what would work and what, you know, what may work. You can just lay your layout on top, and it actually might work better if I go ahead and cut this down before I show you all this. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, okay, so I think I might have cut off a little bit too much of my background because I cut off the edge of one of my clouds. So that was a little disappointing, but I really do love not having that border around it, so I think it's going to be okay. If this bothers me enough, I just might restitch one cloud and just fix that. Okay, so I like that so much better. I think it's more bright and airy. Okay, so some of the other things that I was thinking I could do would be probably want to put a little bit of a white border if I use any of these other papers. But one of the fun things about doing this is just seeing the different effects that you can get with the different papers. I'm going to show you. I have a plaid, a pink tone-on-tone polka dot, a chevron pattern that's pink, and then this blue paper that has little spots on it. So let's give this a try. I just think it's fun sometimes to play with paper and just see the different looks that you can get just by changing out the mat for your layout. Okay, so we're going to try this one first, and that's really pretty. I love that. I almost love that better than just a plain white border, because it brings in all of the colors from the inside to the edge of the layout. That's super pretty. Okay, so that's one choice. And y'all thought I was probably crazy pulling that paper. It looks really busy, but I find sometimes that a paper like that can look really good just along the edge of your layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this pink paper here. My butterflies are flying all over. Okay, we're going to try this one out, and this is a pink tone-on-tone paper. I find that a lot of times if you're working with a very busy layout, adding in papers that are tone-on-tone can really help to tone things down as well. And that's really pretty. Although I don't know that the pink there it goes really well with the colors that are in the background, but I'm not sure it really is jiving with that rainbow color. I think it's pretty. It's not my favorite, so let's try another one. So we'll go for this chevron pattern. This is also kind of reads as a tone-on-tone, although it has, it's like a white, I guess, with maybe a light pink with a pink, darker pink. And that one's really pretty as well. I really like that. That's gorgeous. Because it does tone down everything, but it adds color back to the edge of the layout. And that's really, really pretty. Okay, so let's try the blue one. This one might be my favorite, but I also like the plaid. The plaid is really fun and colorful. And so this is the last choice. And I think that's really pretty as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and back this paper with a white cardstock mat. And I don't think I'm going to use the embossing just because there's not going to be that much showing and it'll make the paper more bumpy. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take a piece of cardstock and stick this down and then make maybe like a 1/4 inch border. And then I'll decide which paper I want to use to mat this layout. Okay, so now that I have the white mat on, let's go ahead and try out my two favorite papers here. We'll try the plaid and then this pink one. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Just to take a look at this and see which one I like better. And I just love doing this. I think it's really a lot of fun just to change out the paper in the back of your layout and see what the different effects are when you do that, because it really can make a dramatic effect to how your layout actually, the look and feel of the layout, how heavy it looks. If your layout's looking really busy and you want to tone it down, sometimes you can just mat your layout with another paper. And so I think that's really pretty. So let's go ahead and try the plaid one. I just want to give that one another try and we'll see what happens here. Now, a lot of you were probably wondering why I cut so much off of my layout. I could have left the white border, but at the time when I was cutting it, I was thinking that I was going to be using that embossed white paper, and I didn't need to do that because that's really where I thought I was headed. I thought I was going to be just using that paper, and then I wouldn't need to have a double mat. I would just have the white around the edge. Okay, so here is the layout with the this paper, and I like that one too. Okay. All right, so I'm torn now between these two. Let's go ahead and let me see if I can put both of them here and look at it together. And half of the layout will be the pink and half of the layout, I don't know if that'll work. Okay, so pink or the color. Y'all will have to let me know in the comments below which one y'all like better. I'm kind of leaning toward this one, but I just love fun, bright, cheerful colors, and I think it ties in all the colors of the rainbow. So I don't know, I'm thinking this one. I like the pink too, but then there's just a lot of pink on this layout if I do that. And I think the pink is kind of overpowering things, and it doesn't complement the layout as much as the fun plaid that is so bright and cheerful. I think this plaid suits the look and feel of this layout better, so that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, so I'm thinking about whether or not I want to pop my picture up with some foam tape, and I'm pretty sure that I'm only going to now use this title, but let's try this one out again just to see how that would look with the paper. And I do really like this title with the paper, and I almost want to remove that little saying off of there. And it's funny how just changing one thing can change a lot of different other things about your layout. But I like this now because it's pulling in this really strong yellow from the edge. And so I think we're going to go with that. And I think I'm going to take this off and use it on a different layout. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put our butterflies back over here, just scattered around. And yeah, I think that's really cute. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and mat my layout with this plaid paper. And then I'm going to start embellishing. But before I do that, I did want to talk a little bit about the clouds and how I decided on the stitching that I did. So I do have a kit that I use whenever I am doing hand stitching on a layout. So let me share that with you guys because I think this is a lot of fun. I keep this in my closet, and whenever I want to do hand stitching, I have everything I need in one box. So this is the Iris scrapbooking container. It's one of those kind of thick ones. It's about 3 or 4 inches deep. And so this is what I have. And sometimes if I'm going someplace, like I'm going to a friend's house and I want to do some stitching, I can just grab this whole box and just whatever project I'm working on, and I have everything I need to do my stitching. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. It's not 100% organized in here, but it does work for me. I have my piercing mat here, and then I have these little cases. These are those the little photo cases that come in the Recollections. It's like a big huge box, and I think it has like 16 of these in there. And so I just have some of these in there, and they fit perfectly. You can fit 2 side by side, and I have things in there. Here's some floss. This is the main one that I have here. I have some scissors, I have a piercing tool, I have an eraser, a pencil, some embroidery needles. And you might be wondering, well, Karen, you have that in there, and so if you wanted to like put a brad on your layout or poke a hole, what do? Well, I just have 2 of them. So one of them is always with my stitching, my hand stitching materials, and the other one is near my workstation where I create my layouts. Okay, so then I also have this I think this is called the 𝗀𝗵𝘋 or the 𝗀𝗵𝗋𝗄. I can't remember. It's a 𝗬𝗵PaperCrafts product. I think it's discontinued. But there's just one handle and a bunch of different piercing tools with different patterns. So I have that together in one. And then I have some more kind of neutral embossing or floss in there. And then over here, I have some more floss. Down here at the bottom, I have some papers that I was playing with, just practicing stitching. And I also have a foldable ruler in here as well, and some templates. And so one of the things that's kind of cool is I can just grab this and take it with me. And then if I want to practice my stitching or try out a new idea, I have everything I need, including paper in this box. Okay, so I thought I would share that with you guys just so you can see that, because I love organization. And if you've watched other videos on my channel, you know that I love to organize as much as I love to scrapbook. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way, and then I want to show you the cloud and how I decided on my stitching. Okay, so I started off with a sample. I just took one of the clouds, and I'll just show you this one here. I used a piercing mat and that Brad Setter tool and just poked holes. And I didn't do any kind of a template or I just poked them about as far away as I thought would look good for the stitching. And then I went ahead and just did some practice stitching. I tried a white floss, which is this white floss here. And then I also tried this silver yarn, and this is really cool yarn. And I really did want to use silver on this layout, but I didn't really have any silver floss. I thought I did, but when I went looking, I couldn't find it. And this yarn is super cool. It's actually, if you can see here, it's like a mesh. But because the embroidery needles are so big, I was able to thread this through the needle and then do some stitching. And I do love the way that it turned out. But it's a little heavy, and I just didn't think it suited the look and feel that I was going for this layout. And so I decided just to use the white and embroidery thread. And then I thought, well, I could do a little bit of sparkle just by adding in some sequins. So I got some sequins out of my stash. This is just it's a clear sequin, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. So let me go ahead and bring this up close so y'all can see the clouds. But I just added sequins every once in a while to the clouds, and I just did the stitching right around the edge of all of those little clouds. And I just love the way that turned out. So that was a good choice. Not too sure cutting my background after it was all put together and I had these clouds glued on was a good choice, but I think it's going to turn out okay. Okay, so I think sometimes it's not the mistakes you make, but it's how you recover from your mistakes that matter more. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how we're going to embellish this layout. And I'm not going to be adding very much to it, but I did want to just go ahead and show y'all a couple of things that I was thinking about adding just as finishing touches. So I have these little dogs. This came from the Paper Studio, and I got this when I went for my birthday. And I think it was when they had it half off. And so I thought it would be cute maybe to add one of these little dogs on the layout if I can find a place for it. I also have, this is all my things that I purchased from Rosie's studio. And so I've been watching a channel. Her name is Alice. And I think the name of her channel, if I can remember, is Absolutely Alice. I think that's the name. I'll put it up here on the screen. I'm going to be scraplifting Alice. And I will be, that video will be coming out, I think, on the 26th. And so she does a lot with Rosie's studio because she's, it's not an affiliate, but a brand ambassador. She's a brand ambassador for this brand. And this brand is from New Zealand. But if you want to go and place an order at Rosie's studio, when you place your order, you can pay, you can do it as a U.S. citizen. But you can place an order if you're in the United States and it's shipped from China. So they do ship internationally. So that's really cool. And their prices are awesome. So I just love all of the cute things that I was able to get. So I'll share with you a couple of the things here. If y'all want to see more of this, be sure to check out Alice's channel. And then another person that I saw recently do a haul video was Shannon Allure at She's Crafty. And Shannon got most of the stuff that I have here. So if you want to go and check out Shannon's video, she did a really in-detail haul. And I watched her haul before I shopped at the Rosie Studio, so I can see a little bit more of the different products before I made my purchase. Okay, so the other thing I'll mention about Rosie Studio is that if you've ever purchased a Spellbinders kit club, a lot of the designs and collections from Rosie Studio are used in those kit clubs. And so if you like Rosie Studio, you might want to go check out Spellbinders as well. Their card kits are just absolutely amazing. Okay, so we have these here, and I thought it might be fun to add in something from one of these collections from Rosie Studio, just because there's a lot of gold in here, and I think I would want to add maybe some more gold to this layout, maybe like this little pink bow with the gold polka dots or something like that. And then I have these little Puffy stickers, and I thought this would definitely be something that would be fun to add to my layout, just to add like a few little finishing touches. And so those are some of the things that I was thinking about trying to look through. And then this was another thing that I thought maybe I'll open this up and look through it, because I haven't actually opened it up yet. I haven't had this very long. I think maybe I got it about a week ago. I got my order about a week ago, and I think it might have been a little bit longer. It's been like about a week, or maybe a week or 2 weeks. It took about 2 weeks after I ordered it from Rosie Studio to get it from China, which was amazing. Okay, because I think sometimes it just depends on the mail. So yeah, sometimes you can get it really quick, and then other times you might be waiting. But their products are super cute, and the prices were really good. Okay, so it has all of these different things in there, so I thought I would just look through there and see maybe if there's anything in here that I'd like to add. And there are some gold in this embellishment pack as well. Okay, so y'all know I need to concentrate on doing this, so I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up this layout, and I will come back and share at the end the finished layout. Okay, so I want to pop this up onto some foam tape, but because I'm overlapping several pieces here, I think it might be better to just improvise. And one of the things I like to do if I want to pop something up and give it some dimension, but I don't want as much dimension as using foam tape, I'll just take little pieces of scrap cardstock and I'll glue them onto the back until I get the height that I want. And that works just as well as foam tape. So if you don't have foam tape, you can always just use something like this, where you just layer paper and just stick it onto the back of whatever you're trying to glue down. And yeah, that works out really well. So you can just make it whatever size you need. And it doesn't even matter if all of the scrap pieces that you're using are the same size. You're just trying to add the dimension there so that when you put this piece down, it's supported and it's not going to get messed up when you put this into your album. Okay, so I thought I had this video completely finished, and as I was going back and editing the video, I realized that the ending was missing. And so I'm just going to come back here and share with you the final layout and talk a little bit about how I finished this layout. And I need to get this done because I just spent the last couple hours with Miss Bella, my dog. She decided to get into some double-sided sticky tape, and I guess she wanted to steal that. And she wanted to chew it up because that's what she's been doing lately. I think she went on a new diet a few months ago. And for some reason, she's just decided she is going to chew things up. And she's never done this before. And so I guess I need to be more careful about what I leave on the floor. But it was in her paws, and I guess she had tried to get it out herself, and she just made it way worse. So it was stuck on the bottom of her feet. It was in her hair, so I ended up cutting out the tape using scissors and trying to peel up the adhesive off of her feet. And oh my goodness, that was, yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just real quickly share with you what I did here. Okay, so I did use a Puffy sticker from this paper studio, and this is some three-dimensional stickers. I thought it would be funny to put one of those little dogs in the clouds. And then I also used some pieces of ephemera from this Rosie Studio Daisy Chain ephemera pack. One of the nice things about Rosie Studio is that they do sometimes have their ephemera packs have 2 pieces of each piece of ephemera, which is really awesome. So I had 2 of these little frames and I cut it in half. I tucked one of the frames, or one piece, behind here and the other one over here on the side. I did add the 3 butterflies. And I went ahead and added some of these honeybee gem stickers to the butterflies and also to a couple of the flowers. And then let's see, I also included some die cuts here. This was a little card that had some florals. I have a little sun that also came from this ephemera pack, and some flowers. And then the last thing that I decided to do was add some Puffy stickers. These are some Puffy stickers that have little word phrases on them, and it's from the Rosie Studio Clover Lane. And I just added one of those to each one of my clusters. Okay, so my title for this layout is Smile, and I think that's it. So I'm trying to rush as fast as I can to go ahead and show y'all the final layout and do a close-up so I can get this video out onto YouTube. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and share with you a close-up of this layout. And I do have a short video clip of my dog Bella that I'm going to put at the end. So if you want to see that, stick around to the very end. And I just love how this layout turned out. And so thank you, Rebecca, for inspiring me to create this layout. I just love the layout that you created. Mine turned out totally different, but I don't think I would have created this layout without your layout as inspiration. Okay, so that's all I have for this video, but y'all make sure and go and check out all the other YouTubers who created layouts for this scrapbook hop celebrating Rebecca Moore's 500 subscribers on YouTube. And I'll have links to all of their channels and all of their videos in the description below. Okay, y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now. Miss Bella, what are you doing? What did you get yourself into? Are you stealing stuff again? You got something stuck on your foot. What did you do? That looks like tape. Were you chewing up tape? Oh my goodness. I think you're going to need to be rescued. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Miss Bella, you really need to stay out of my scrapbooking stuff. You do. Nothing to say for yourself. We had a talk about you stealing now. That's not good. I want to know what you were up to. What did you get into? You've got nothing to say? That's because you know you're guilty. Aw, don't be sad. I'm going to help you get that off of your foot, okay? But you need to stop stealing Mama's scrapbooking supplies. And she's looking at me like, well, you left it on the floor. If it's on the floor, then it's mine. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to come rescue you, Missy. Do you want to say hi to the YouTube people? Do you want to say hi? Nope. She's not talking. She's having a quiet moment here. Oh. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go try to untangle Miss Bella. And I guess we will see y'all next time. Hope y'all have an awesome day. And I guess I'm going to go try to get her unstuck. What are you doing? What did you get into, Missy? Huh? What you got into, huh? Did you get into Mama's tape? Did you steal my tape? I'm gonna have to help you get that out. I might have to cut that out of your hair. Miss Bella, you stole Mama's tape. Oh no, my goodness. Do you have anything to say for yourself? No. Okay. I'm going to cut that out. I think we tried to get it out and it's not coming out. So I think we're going to have to cut her hair. Oh, she's sad. Okay, well, let me go ahead and see if I can do some surgery and get the tape out of your hair.